Order filled. Step TV on the X. What do we want to see? What do we ask? We saw some funny memes yesterday. Saw some nice trader wins as well. Of course, trader station setups are always welcomed. See who has the most screens. I think the clubhouse leader right now is about 7 screens set up.
All right, I'm flat there.
Okay, nice trade. What's the P&L there,
I'm
Jay?
holding
It's
donut.
plus $73, just two micros, small trade.
Okay, cool.
Like I said, this is kind of showing a long signal, but I'm also remembering that we're in balance from yesterday. So, how directional are we going to get? And that's why I was comfortable taking that short. Jack, where are you short from the S&P?
21 and a half, 59,
Okay.
21 and a half. And I may
gotta
take it off and
kinda
put it
take-
back on.
We kind of take the short when it sweeps the overnight high and comes back down below.
Yep.
Gives you good risk management. It's usually a cheap trade.
Talking spoos, Hogue?
You talking
Both.
spoos, baby?
Spoos. Yes.
So those 74 is now holding as a resistance, which is nice. Get another 50 points from there.
See if we can
Which
Might be tempted to buy it.
Right. Let's take a look at gold. Gold last trade 31.88. Big range in gold overnight. Got about $70 range. Low of 31.78. High of 32.48. Look out below. We'll see. Jack. We're in the trade. Jack, when you get out of this trade, let's take a look at some of some yields and
Fixed income.
fixed incomes. Yes, fixies. That's trade. 15 minutes into the open. Ali, you're looking for, what was those levels you're looking for in gold?
Yeah, it was goal was 31.98, 3200, 3201. It's not there yet, but NQ is getting down into the range where I'm going long on it.
You get in the range. All right. See if ES wants to test that overnight view. About 2 points to go there. Nasdaq's at about 30 points. The downside, last trade in Nasdaq, 21,345. ES, about a point away from that overnight view. We've seen that so much lately. Break out one way and go revert to the mean, if you want to call it, or fade it. And here we are, right? Overnight view up in the ES. A 13-point turnaround. Yep, 13-point turnaround. See if the longs want to step in up against this overnight view up in the ES right here, right
All
now.
right. I took it at VWAP. We're up 435. As I said, I'll continue to be bearish if we can hold below 5,900.
Nice trade. Very
Nice
nice trade.
What I'm looking for now is to kind of close this regular trading hours gap. Yesterday, we kind of closed at, what was it, 260s in the NASDAQ. I wanted to see what happens at this opening range low, but there's that 50 points that I was talking about from 74s. It's like less talking, more trading. I should still be in this trade, but I think there's still some room to the downside potentially.
I think there is two, and that's why I either got to switch the 10 micros or 2 ES.
Right.
I like the 2 ES. There we go. NASDAQ right to overnight view app. 21,323. We topped out at 405s, 21,405, and 60 points lower to go test that VWAP. I'll do the same. We've seen that a lot lately. Something to keep note of. Take a look at the tilt. Back to 50-50. Looking for size on the ladder. Not seeing much just yet. We did see some pre-open. We saw 1,000 lot Hogue in the ES, I do believe.
Yeah.
Hogue was getting
59.1975.
Yep, Hogue was getting
310 here. The NASDAQ.
310s. Bottom out right there. 312. Ali, still watching. Looking for
Still
those.
watching gold. Still watching gold.
Like a hawk, 31.98. 31.98. He's looking for that level, about $4 away from that. Big move there. Again, house account. Jack got out of that house account up for about a $435 winner. Also, house account short 1 micro gold.
Order filled.
216. Very nice. And long 1 crude from 63.12. Both in the money. Hogue, how are we working those stops? I heard you and JD talking about it. How we're gonna manage this trade.
We're not.
Love it.
Just not.
Well, with their
Love it.
stops, they're guaranteed to make what, $600 at least. So
Right.
Okay. Good stuff.
We're not lennying these trades.
Mark that down right now. Wait until we get the conversations cooking behind the scenes and see where, and we'll bring in JD here.
suddenly, yeah, it'll be like,
I
well,
love
we're
it.
at 3.5 R. We could move it to value
You heard it,
area
market.
from the 12th of
8:46.
April. And
8:46 a.m. Central Time. We are not lending this trade, so we'll see if that does play. Stay tuned here on Top Step TV as the drama
So yesterday's
unfolds. Go ahead, JD.
Keep
close
us
here.
accountable.
Yesterday's close here in the S&P 5903 half. We just tagged that. The Nasdaq's at 21,269. If you look at that 30-minute candle, we still got 12 minutes left, but that is a ugly 30-minute candle if you are a buyer in these markets. Kind of looks like what gold did
Excess.
at the highs before it sold off forever.
JD, I wasn't even
Excess.
doing a JD imitation there.
Order filled.
I saw that. He was not.
I
a
didn't
fan of
do
that.
it.
That's why he said it was the worst.
There's
We'll get JD
5,900.
for 5,900 evens right here, right now in the ES. 25-point turnaround. Nasdaq selling off as well. 21,282, about 120 points off. Highs made 15 minutes ago. See if I want to bounce off of these, JK. See if what the reaction is to these 5,900s. A little bit of a bounce. 5,903.
Might have short armed that one a little bit, but I think there's still room.
Needed to.
Yeah, right.
Nice
But-
trade.
Well, the market's going your way. You'll never have enough on.
Funny how that works.
True, but it's more the strategy. Even if I had 10 micros, it would have been better because
Yeah.
you take half off. It's been tough because this market has been so resilient to the upside
Mhm.
since
Mhm.
early April that I have PTSD from seeing shorts in my favor suddenly come and slap me.
Get ya.
Jack, you're flat.
Like
Take a look at
like
take
lick
a look
the
at
back
some
of
of
the
the.
hand and backhand me. Yeah.
Ooh, got the
There
smack.
we
There
go.
it is, pal. What are we seeing over there in the 10-year? We saw gold selling off pretty hard. I'm assuming that correlates with
Well, let me
a
take a
higher
look-see.
yield in the 10-year.
Yeah. So we rallied over since 5 o'clock this morning. We started rallying again back towards that 4.5%. This is a huge
This is it.
level right here. This big
Yeah,
fat
this-
round number. You can see how last night it respected it. You kind of like I talk about the Back to the Future trade. Like where we're going, there are no roads. You have to be bold to push this thing above 4.5%. And we've seen it's bounced off it quite a few times. This is very short term. These are just hour candles. If we go and look on the wider time frame here, you kind of see the same thing where since above 4.5%, the time we spiked here, this was the sort of tantrum on the 7th that led to the pause in the tariffs. We have been as far up as above 4.7 back in January. As you recall, that was like the original Trump trade, besides the stocks, was selling the bonds. But I have some stats about home ownership later and the cost of housing that are consistent with the fact that we don't really like high 10-year rates as a country. So we'll do that a little bit later.
We don't. No, we don't. Crude catching a bit, a little higher here, $63.42. Ali, we got up to those 98s in gold, 31.97 last trade.
Yeah, I'm still gonna. My target's 3202. I'll short at
3202.
3202.
All right, cool. Oh, you've had your eye on gold for hell, pretty much all the year. What levels are you liking? Coming up to those 3,200 evens in gold. What are you seeing? More room to the downside, Hug, or upside? Has there been a fundamental
Well,
shift in gold, Hogue? I asked you this the other day. You said not quite yet. Is that still the case?
yeah, 3180 weekly kickoff low is, I think, where if we accept below that, that's a fundamental shift. That is a technical shift in market state. Here, if we want to look at the daily, you see it. So 3509.90, the high. That was a weekly kickoff high at that time. 3180 weekly kickoff low right now. But I think overall we're somewhat range bound. If we accept below 3180 in a little bit longer time frame, of course, that I think changes us from trend up, from balance to a potential trend down. We got to accept below that though. And so far,
3180.
3180 weekly kickoff low.
Okay. Except beneath that.
You got
right.
the 50 session moving average coming right up to that level, right about the day that it checks on the weekly kickoff low. But if you take a look, we had a deep pullback here. The 50 session moving average held. This was the beginning of the year when we started talking about accumulation of longs and longer time frames. And I mean, I think it was the second when I started talking about that. We were trading 27.14. We got up to 35. There's a big move. So yeah, I'm looking at weekly kickoff low as a kind of a pivotal level in longer time frame, long above, short below. But be careful because you can get chopped up doing that. Got to find good trade location in the day that you're trading.
Stuff, Hogue. Look at crude. Crude up about 40 cents on this 5-minute candle. $63.53. Last trade.
Keep talking about that, Andre. Every time you mention it, it pops.
Yeah, I've also
there goes again.
Also jinx it too. We got 63.55. 56 is now trade. Where do we go from here? Let's see JD in the chat. Already talking about the 1.5R.
Well,
here we go. That didn't take long.
Let's see if we can find a spot to move the stop.
Here we go.
I'm sure we can.
You heard him. No lending. You heard him say no lending. Now they're talking about moving the stops around. I'm just kidding.
No.
Ali, keep an eye on that.
I'm keeping an eye on gold. It's almost there. Gold's almost at my price point here.
Keep squeezing that bird, my brother.
Order filled.
S&P.
Or was it a
5905?
I don't read.
ES 5905. ES. J long 1 ES 5905. Last trade 5905. All right, Jay. Your first trade was micro Nasdaq. Now you moved over to S&Ps. What did you see or why? I guess is my question.
I like the price action a little bit better in the S&P right now.
Order filled.
Kind of hanging around the settlement area. This could be a wrong trade.
That's all good. I'll let you get back to stay locked in on that.
No, it's all good. I have them both up, and just looking at levels, the S&P was kind of holding above yesterday's close. Let's see here.
See if we hold this thing. Gabe
5903.
Gabe asked me to do the infamous hashtag plug. Already done it, Gabe. I'll do it again. Upper left-hand corner of the screen, hashtag fast markets, hashtag power hour. Hit us up at Top Step TV on the X. Also give a shout out to Gabe Palmer. Get your Gabe Palmers in the gate. You heard it yesterday. What's up, Gabe?
What's in a Gabe Palmer? Like half raw milk, half Florida.
It's like, what is that weird milk he drinks? Goat milk or something. Straight up. Drink some weird milk.
A dump here in RTY, ES, and the Nasdaq making that run.
Who's the stenographer here?
Someone's hammering away. Ali's answering his email. Ali,
sorry, man. Yeah, it's like I got people emailing me back like, "Hey, sorry I missed getting on TV or whatever." Okay.
Do they know
you
you're
missed
on?
Your call with me? You missed your call, man. Sorry. There's no
Ali.
redos. No redos.
So for those that are asking what we're talking about, Ali's been on for a couple times now and was kind enough, generous enough to put his email out there, talk about his systems, appointments, and all that. Yet And he did it, and then absolutely got bombarded in his inbox.
That was
Incredible.
brave. That was
And half of
brave.
y'all
I
didn't
mean,
show up.
Come
You know who you
on.
are.
I need to get a new Apple keyboard, Andre. I know I'll
Ooh,
take flack in the chat. It's
quieter one.
it's just getting sticky.
Oh yeah. Why?
Long
Right,
list of people.
hold on. Go ahead. Crude kind
My
of pulled back
keyboard
left.
is sticky because I have the tendency to spill beverages on it.
Yeah. What were you guys thinking in the chat? Come on. You spilled coffee? I know you spilled
Weirdos.
yeah. What do you guys
This is a
come
work.
on.
This is a work computer, and they forced us into some sort of fascist company IT software. So never would look at anything on here that I wouldn't show to the Pope, my mom, anyone else.
Thank you. Yeah. What are you guys thinking? Oh gosh, you guys. Family shows, like Jay said. Crazy. 66%
You say the
short in
Pope,
the
Jack?
yeah.
Yeah,
I saw a
he's
joke
from
on
Chicago.
Twitter and said
Here.
this might be the first Pope who's ever heard Love Sosa.
Yeah.
Like Chief Keef?
Yep. Great song.
It
He's
is.
also he was 30 years old in 1985, living in Chicago. So there's a very strong chance he's the first pope to have done the Super Bowl shuffle.
Oh, good call. Good call. Gold turned around a little bit, about $5 lower off that 3,200 even number, 31.95 last trade.
Jay, we're at basically TPO value low in the S&Ps here. Just had it hold there.
Yep.
Looking good.
Yeah, let's see if it holds. Usually at the top of the hour here, we'll see some volume come in.
Yep.
Seeing some selling get
Time
absorbed at
orders.
the lows in the Nasdaq right at settlement.
You still long from 505, Jay?
Yeah. Yep. Still on from 05.
Sweet. Let's trade 5907. 5908 now. And tens. Gonna overnight view up right here, right now. JK, I know what you're gonna say in the chat. Pushing higher here in the Nasdaq, 21,326. Now 330s trade. Big pop. Now 337s trade. Something hit there. Who lifted the offer?
9 o'clock.
Top of the
Ooh,
hour.
it is 9 o'clock.
All right, I'm out there right at regular trading hour. View up. Took $200. BK in the chat was asking, "Where's this guy's stop?" I think he was expecting me to get stopped out for a loss. Sometimes you get stopped out for a winner.
Mm,
I'm
How
out
about
there.
that? Gosh,
that's
nice
the best way to get to hit a stop is on a winner.
Yeah.
Also, as we go into the afternoon, I think it is important for us to remember where Trump is. And I just looked at the time in Riyadh. It is 5 p.m., so we're well within the window, though he might be at dinner. But that probably means no tweets later in the day. Probably. Something to think about.
They have a McDonald's in Riyadh?
Did
They
you
do
see
have
the
his dinner
McDonald's they rolled out for
scheduled.
him? Did you see that McDonald's?
Really?
They brought a mobile. They brought
No.
a mobile McDonald's. I'm not kidding. They brought a mobile McDonald's. I'll find the picture.
Did the U.S. or the Saudis do it?
Saudis did in Riyadh. They rolled out. I gotta find it. This is incredible. This is absolutely
Because
incredible.
we have mobile for the military bases.
Yeah.
We have
Oh,
mobile
James.
McDonald's and KFCs.
Oh, James has. Boom. There it is. I'll see. Look at this thing. Beautiful.
No way.
Yeah. Look in the Slack. We'll see if we can bring that into. You got to see this thing. This is just magnificent.
They're
This
marble.
is a one-off. Look in the
Yeah.
Slack. Look at this thing.
If I ate McDonald's, I'd want that in my driveway.
Yeah. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Got to be the sexiest McDonald's I've ever seen. There it
Yeah,
is.
Trump
Look at that
is in
thing.
Qatar today for
Look at
state
that.
dinner. He's got a 12
That is
o'clock
how you
state
take
dinner
care of.
today.
That's how you take care of the president right there. You know what he likes? On-demand McDonald's. Look at that beauty.
Turn McDonald's into a food truck.
A food truck, exactly. That's exact. Absolutely magnificent. You
You
cannot.
roll this up to the parking lot at the farmer's market like a food truck.
And
It's a
that
full McDonald's.
you get a $140 billion arms deal done with that thing right there. Unbelievable. Thank you, James. All over it. Boomer Brian said, this shit is a simulation. He might be right.
Yeah.
Incredible. Take a look
Does
at
he
the
get the
tilt
truck
here.
too?
If he wants it. Like, it can
Does
fit on his new airplane.
Does it fit on the plane?
Yeah, he got a new airplane. He got a McDonald's truck. I mean, man, it's absolutely incredible. What a time to be alive. All right, it's about that time. Eddie, come on in. Tip of the week. Got a new one every week. We come up with those on Friday or Sundays. What is it this week, Eddie? What is it this week?
No, you got to
On Top Step.
reassess your strategy regularly. Well, traders should and need to reassess their strategy in order to stay aligned with, well, of course, we see these changing market conditions, personal performance, and changing goals, evolving goals. So, influenced by economic events, geopolitical stuff that we're seeing, liquidity changes. So, a strategy that worked last week, last month, last year may underperform today. And I've got just a few here reasons that we need to be doing this. Identifying bad habits. Regular analysis reveals the unconscious errors or biases, and we can't have those. Stay competitive. Markets are filled with adaptive participants. There's so many here as we're seeing the markets back and forth. So must be you. You have to be also an adaptive participant. And those that are reassessing, you're going to see a lot more success. So don't keep sticking to the same strategy, hoping that it works. Always take a few steps back. If things aren't working right with your strategy, it might just be the market that day, but give it a test. All right, go to a practice account or something that you can test this out on. But remember, reassess your trading strategy regularly. Back to you, Andre.
Thank you, Eddie. I like your patience, Ali. Last time you were on with us, you were firing away. You were shooting from the hip.
This is painful. I think gold is just heading down because I think maybe Trump's done all the remodeling and nobody's buying any more gold.
Oh, I think you might be right. Ali, so you're coming into today with a 15-day winning streak. So if today would be number 16?
Today would be number 16. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So kind of like that 59.20 level, we're rejecting, we're bottoming out that 5900 level again. For the SPX, for like the 0 date options and stuff like that, below that level, which is like 58.80, I think, would maybe be the gamma flip. So that's kind of why I was bearish below there, but we're bouncing off of it right now. So we'll see. No news today. Maybe we're in a tighter range.
President is
he's in Qatar today. Just FYI, I was trying to say earlier, he will be having that dinner at 12. I'm not seeing anything over the wire specifically right now, but like I said, eyes on the prize here. I'm watching it here. So they did have an agreement, Qatar and the U.S., an agreement for buying Boeing jets. So Boeing is very happy here. They're going to China, going to Qatar, and the U.S. and Qatar just signed an agreement on defense.
A late dinner. I wouldn't be happy about that. That's 8 o'clock Qatar time, and
Order filled.
It's going to go on for probably 3 hours.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. They didn't roll out the red carpet. They rolled out the purple carpet for him yesterday. It happened to match his tie.
He's going Powell on us?
Yeah. His good buddy Powell. Yeah. That was an absolutely incredible ceremony yesterday.
Nice pop there in the equities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Pushing higher Nasdaq, 21,345. ES button up against overnight VWAP. 59.10. Big royal carpet. Yes,
Uh,
thank you.
This looks like a range trade day, guys.
Yep.
I mean, Jay made a that was a this is classic short. That was awesome, but you know, 10 o'clock rolls around and you're stuck in this 50-point range in Nasdaq. That's probably where it's going to sit for a good chunk of
It's
the
like
trading
squeezing
session.
water out of a rock.
I just don't know if we do get to the top of this range again, the ES. I'm tempted to try and buy the breakout because I just don't know. It's pressing the limits of how many times I feel comfortable with fading the same level. Like Hogue with his note cards.
I was, Jack, when someone asked what iceberg was, I heard Hogue say iceberg. I wonder if he, off camera, if he's looking for those note cards, knowing that he's going to have to do the demonstration as to what iceberg orders are.
I didn't, but I can.
All good. All good. We'll see if we find. We'll see if the people in the chat want the iceberg demo. Iceberg Slim. That boy Slim. All right, Ali, you said it's going to be a
Gold.
range-bound day. Looking like a range-bound day. What do you do with that? So you're identifying market state. Got it. Check.
Yeah.
Now what?
So if it's a range bound day and it kind of looks like it is here, I would probably be looking to short if it gets above 353, 354, something like that on NQ, just on micros, and have a pretty tight stop loss in case it decides that the range day is over. That's kind of where I'd be looking to get in. I'd probably put a stop at 380. 380 would be the level of maybe 375 that says this is going to break out. So I'll put my money where my mouth is. I just shorted it 1 micro at 356.25 with a stop at 375, and I'll see if this continues downwards in the range down to like the 320s.
All right, Ali short 1 micro 21,356, 356.25. Nothing on the tilt just yet.
How are our trades doing, Hogue?
Oh, we haven't touched them, as far as I know. Gold kind of took one little look above the anchored VWAP for the regular trading hour session and found resistance there. It's rolling back. Order filled. Had a little bit of a pullback in crude, but right up back near session highs now. I could see crude getting to a settlement. 63, 67. But yeah, we haven't landed anything yet.
Nice short, Ali.
Yeah, I've moved my take profit to 335, so 42 bucks on a micro. I'm gonna move it down to $60 here.
It's a nice trade.
325
goes your way right away.
I told everybody on the call, nobody walks down the street and walks by 20 bucks without picking it up. So I'm gonna pick up like 65 bucks around this trade.
Nice trade. You heard him say, "Put my money where my mouth is." Boom. You got that. So you covered at 325.
Yeah, here we go.
It's you, Ali. Look at
you.
Trump's signing ends here. I got something over the wire here regarding China. China pauses the export control measures against 28 of the U.S. entities for 90 days from May 14th. So something in the chain broke here. China pauses unreliable measures on 17 of the U.S. entities. See if we can find out what those are, but just wanted to post that. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Eddie. Nice trade there, Ali.
Order filled.
NVIDIA is trading at 132.66.
Damn. Who likes that?
A lot of market cap. Jackie like it too, Andre.
Me too.
Also update. I'm up a little bit on my United Health.
Order filled
from yesterday morning on the show. Was up more
Did
this morning.
The new CEO gone? Did I read that?
Yeah, they pulled their guidance. I mean, whatever. I feel like it's worth taking up. Not financial advice. We will say again. I don't know. It's down 43% this month. Sometimes,
holy shit!
When there's blood in the street, you need healthcare, I guess. So
You're gonna
There
get
you go.
fired. All right, 5900s in the ES and pushed into the 80. Let's get some stops went off there.
Yep.
And let me answer a quick question from the chat here. So Charles Benitez, do I trade with one micro all the time? When I start an XFA, yes, it's one micro, one trade. When I get up to $1,000, I'll add a second micro, and another $1,000, I'll add a third micro. So
I
I'm
love
really
that.
focused on trying to get good trades, right? You saw that trade, probably there was maybe about $100 in there at its peak. You know, I'm happy to take 50 to 60% of what would be available in a trade like that. But you know, like Chris Evans and Captain America, I could do this all day. If it's a range day, you could just do this all day, and very quickly build up an XFA with one micro. You know, Michael Patax always one says, you know, if you could imagine you just take one trade, and imagine you just had one micro, then you know that's what you got to do.
I like that. So you ramp up the size as the account balance warrants.
Exactly right.
I love that.
I mean, why put a full mini on if you've only got a $2,000 drawdown? That could disappear in a heartbeat with something like NQ, right? Play it safe. If you worked hard to get the XFA or the live account, do whatever you can to keep it. It's you know, some people say it's easy to get past a combine and do all that, but it's actually harder to just keep your XFA. So why not just do that? Don't get greedy. Right? I'm up $90 in this in these XFAs, $99. Another $100, I'll hit my 200 for the day, and that's fantastic. 5 XFAs, you've made $1,000 on one micro. Just do that. Do that and prove you can do it. Then do the second one when you get some more capital behind you.
Great stuff.
Monk-like discipline. We just bounced off the 5900s again. We pushed below it to some stops. I mean, important option level there.
Yeah, that was
options
brutal.
rule everything around me.
Cream.
Serious. No, you may not get my email. No.
Oh, really?
No, you may not get my email.
Well,
No.
I'll leave the internet's forever. So if they want to do some digging, they can definitely go back and find it.
Hey, if you really want it, you can go back and find it.
But so total, what was the total email count between the two appearances? Over 1,000, right?
878.
Oh, 870.
And I replied to 868. I think there's 10 more I still got to reply to. So if
was
you're
that-
one of those people and I email you and I say book a time with me, just book it and show up. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
Wait, so out of 868, no one showed up?
No, so 868, over half responded back to me saying, yeah, they were interested in having a chat with me. And then of those, I think I booked about 150, 160 calls.
Okay.
And of those, more than half never showed up when they booked the call.
Wow, more than half.
Well,
Shame
it's
on
like they used to say on the trading floor, snooze, you lose.
That's, I've had people, copy trade some of my stuff while I was chatting with them, and they can make $400 or $500. So if you haven't responded to my email, feel free to do so. But if you have and hadn't shown up,
Ali, I have to ask. Were your responses pretty much canned, copy and paste responses to the initial?
No, I had some. There was some that were just so moving. There were people who were like former addicts in recovery and finding their way through life, and
that's cool.
found trading. And is like, how can you say no to those people, right? It's like, okay, how can I help you with whatever you're going through? And there were others who were just like, hey, can you just send me your system? I was like, no, that's not how life works. Someone just doesn't hand you a golden goose and say, here you go.
I'm not gonna lie, you. But yes, that's awesome.
Come on, Top Step TV fans, like, come on, put in some work at least.
Like that. Global grease. Let's see if we get down to these 5900s again in the ES. We've seen a bounce 1, 2, 3, 4 times off those 5900s. You had to take a little bit of heat. Slowest it got was about, not that much heat, about a point and a half. Ladders. What's in here? Nothing popping off the ladder, Jay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much.
No,
there was some buying that got absorbed at 350s in the Nasdaq. I may be looking to take a short here and just risking right above those highs. Kind of around 335, risking about 20 points. But it is kind of middle of the range also. I got
tight range.
4 micro queued up.
27-point range in the ES, about 45 minutes into the session.
Yeah, with this range, I'm looking to long around 304 and short around 345 ish, somewhere in there. It seems to be the tighter
What time
range
frame?
here. That's
I
gone to.
see that. Are you looking at the 5-minute, Ali? What do you?
I trade 1 minute
Okay.
charts, and I have a common affliction that most futures traders do that I've talked to at TopStep. I've got an itchy trigger finger, so I don't know that I have the patience to wait, for a full 5-minute candle, but I can definitely force myself to wait on a 1-minute candle to execute a trade. So I've just adjusted my style based on what I know about myself personally, right? And
All right, I'm short 4
you've got to do
micros.
that. Thank you for all the people who are now responding to my emails. I appreciate that.
You getting lit up in your inbox?
It's
Jay, what
getting
price?
lit up again.
Jay,
31
what price?
quarter.
Thank
31 quarter
you.
in the Nasdaq.
21. 331 quarter. Short for micro Nasdaq. 21,334.
And I'm out. Tight stop on that.
I like it.
David Mills in
And
the
now
chat.
I'm gonna wait.
I'm gonna get back to you, David. Yours was a beautiful email. I'm gonna get back to you. Don't worry about it. We'll chat.
Sounds like a lot of it's fan mail, Ali.
Some no, it's not. It literally is not. I'll have one-liners like, "Hey, just I need help, or I need whatever," and that's great. There's a lot of people reaching out, and if I could be mentioned to them, that's
all right.
awesome.
All right, we got Jin in the chat, Ali. Let's make a deal. If we get to 2,000 likes, will you post your email address? We get
Done.
to 2,000.
Okay, dude. Yeah.
Deal?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. All right, Ali. The deal is on. Click like, follow, and subscribe. If we get to 2,000 likes, the end of fast markets, Ali will give his email address. You get a direct response from the hot streak master himself. You had a 69-day winning streak. You had a 48-day winning streak, if I do remember.
I think it was 69, 48. I think I had a bunch in the 30s.
A bunch.
A bunch in the 30s.
Okay, 2,000 likes. 2,000
and
likes.
we're on the road to 100. So we are going to erase "he who shall not be named" from your vocabulary.
He's gunning. He's gunning.
Never happened. Never happened.
There's JD.
I know Dilesh is the OG. That's okay.
You just said
Yeah, don't nag our boy Dilesh. He means more than us than you can imagine.
What a ride! What an absolute!
I will wear a shirt with Dilesh on it on my 100th day. You can bring me back on day 100, and I'll have an ode to Dilesh here. I'll have a whole wall behind me of.
Again, 2,000
Do you think
likes.
Dilesh, whenever a streak ends for Ali, he pops a bottle of champagne like the 72 Dolphins?
Like the 72, those assholes. Those assholes do
Haters.
it every. Yeah. We'll have both of them on, passing the torch, handing over the trophy. It was a 93-day winning streak. 93. So click.
I would love for you guys to have Dilesh back on here at some point. I want to get in his head. That'd be an interesting space to hang out for a while.
Incredible. All right, 2,000 likes. Let's get to 2,000 likes. We're at 820. 820. We got some work to do. All right, JD. I heard your beautiful Chicago accent back there. Got some P&Ls and payouts, and I want your take, JD. When you come on in. I'll hear your take on Jack's impression of you. There you are, JD. What was that impression Jack was doing of you?
I wasn't trying to do an impression of him.
I was joking, yeah. I didn't think he was trying to, because he would normally do like a little mumbling, and then my musical Chicago accent.
Yeah, we got some great P&Ls. Great P&Ls coming down the pipe right now.
Yep, here we go. There's an update on our live funded trader. Here's our top 5 P&Ls from yesterday. Here they are,
Minnesota.
folks. Oh, you betcha.
There's no internet.
Well, we got rig trades up there at the top. Trading the NQ with $36,292 worth of it.
Jesus.
Shane and George both trading the NQ. All right, Shane, $25,089 trading the Nasdaq. George T, popular name around here, trading the Nasdaq and the MNQ, $12,223. Matthew S. on the big board. Took a payout yesterday. I'll have to find that later. $7,773 trading the NQ, and Alfredo also trading the Nasdaq, $6,549. Nice job to these live funded traders, taking real money out of the real live markets. All right, next up, we got our payouts. Payouts from yesterday. Ding, ding, ding. Max, 20,350. Alexander, 15,000. Muhammad, 7,200. Fupu, 7,182. And Phantom, $5,000. Live traders lining their pockets with real live money from the real live markets. Pro ball trading right there, folks. That's what I got for you. You bet.
JD, stay there.
Good
How are we
stuff.
managing this trade?
Have
you and Hogue been talking about this trade? How's it count long?
Not even a little.
Okay.
House counts long one crude oil from 63.12. Have not touched anything. We have unrealized profit of $630 on these two trades right now.
What's the realized?
Realized up 820.
Okay.
So we could dump it all right now for $1,400, $1,450, or we let the auto liquidator take care of it. Should we put it to the chat? Should we do a poll? Should we lock it in or let it ride?
Oh boy.
I think I know
The
what they'll
gold
say.
trade?
Oh, here comes Hogue.
Both of them.
Well, gold has a really big initial
Nice
balance.
torque production.
It's going to take a lot of energy to extend below it or above it. We are heading back down towards the low of the day here, the initial balance, which is, basically 17 ticks below the weekly kickoff low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like we're poised for another leg lower right now. For sure.
Yeah. If we were to Lenny the trade, I could see moving the stop down to about 2304. I'm sorry, 3204. Sometimes I mix up numbers.
3204. Yeah, we can do that.